Okay, welcome to 3 Minute Gestalt. This one, unit number 9 on the I Thou. So the I Thou is a term that comes from Martin Buber, a Jewish philosopher who originally was writing from a kind of spiritual point of view. He believed that we met God not in heaven, but through the face of the other. So he was interested in human meeting as something quite profound. And in other terms, we could talk about human meeting as intimacy. So in Gestalt, one of the pillars of Gestalt, dialogue, relationship, it's very much about understanding how we can move towards this experience of I Thou. Now, the characteristic of I Thou is that the other person is not a means to an end, but an end in themselves. So that's also important in therapy, because often therapy can become a bit like, well, what's the goal and how are we going to get there? And whilst for sometimes that might be useful or appropriate, fundamentally our goal as the person is understanding you and being with you as you are in a way that's deeper, not just instrumental, not just facilitating you, but a true meeting. Because often in those moments of true meeting, there's a real experience of transformation. Now, to achieve this is not a technical process so much as it's the therapists themselves willing to step into their own transparency, to reveal who they are in their lives, in their feelings, in the moment with the other person, because it's in that revelation that the therapeutic relationship moves from a more vertical access to a more horizontal access. Now, of course, the therapist is always more responsible, is always there to be there for the needs of the client. Still, in Gestalt, what we're trying to do is we're trying to move it into the horizontal as much as possible. So that means that I include myself. I talk about my own feelings, not to fill the space up for, my need to be seen, but in order to contribute to the relationship. And often that makes a huge difference to the client when they feel that we're with them. We're not just helping them with their depression, but we're also talking about, times that I've felt really flat, times that I've struggled to maybe get out of bed or lost my way or something. So revealing these things about ourselves helps build what we call the between. So in the process, we're not just focusing on the client, we're focusing on the therapeutic relationship, because the relationship in therapy can reflect in many ways the relationship that people have in their lives. And we can understand the difficulties the person has through the experience in the therapy with the person. And therefore, we can also make some headway in the therapy with the kind of difficulties that people have in relationships by paying attention to the difficulties we experience with the person. And instead of just guiding them out of that or maybe teaching them some new skills or something, what we're doing is we're assisting them to transform by being part of the transformation. And then people really feel that, we're on this journey together. And whether it's talking or whether it's doing an experiment together, the person feels that we're with them. And that experience, it can produce a very profound type of intimacy, as I'd call it, which can contribute in some of the most powerful ways to therapy, which makes a difference in people's lives.